Hey, so something I've been kind of alluding to in some of my recent videos and just kind of a general message I've been trying to push is like for people to have healthy habits to take care of their mental health rather than focusing on negative things. See a lot of, and I've seen for a while as I've recovered from being in very negative spaces online and getting, pushed into some bad ways of thinking, some very unhealthy ways of thinking. Like since I've been recovering for that over about a year and a half, maybe a little longer, I've learned a lot. And I've learned a lot the hard way about just like how dangerous the internet can be and how dangerous surrounding yourself with negativity can be. But there's a lot of people still kind of on the tail end of this trend of consuming massive amounts of brain rot, getting involved in like constant drama with just really toxic online people, and being involved in what's essentially like a Shark Tank or like a constant like blood sports reel, wanting attention, wanting fame, wanting people go on the internet a lot of times searching for something better than the life that they have, wanting things they could never have. They want to be famous. They want to be, the center of controversy, because it's like this mentality that negative attention is better than no attention at all. So I've been wanting to touch up on this about how unhealthy this is and why I've like really kind of strayed away from being the center of any kind of drama, and I'm trying to like just be a better example than that. Right? Like actually be a good example. And what I mean by that is like I feel like a lot of people go on to the internet to get involved in drama, to get attention, to consume themselves in very unhealthy things. There's always like a lol cow or some kind of person that everyone's dunking on, or some kind of argument going back and forth, some kind of debate. It can be very like consuming. This is not how people should be like living life, constantly arguing, fighting, fussing, being mean, being catty, all this kind of drama. I see a lot of people constantly, we're doing the stuff I don't miss from Twitter and like Facebook, constantly like reposting other people's stuff to get a dunk, and just being mean to be mean, and doing like team sports, I don't see that as much. I still sometimes see it on Blue Sky, but I don't see that behavior as much. It's good that like people are being aware about how bothersome that is, how it's not helping anyone, not even helping the person who does it themselves. So what I'm getting at here, and hopefully this hasn't been too convoluted, is just how people will spend their time, the people they interact with, myself. Like I've tried to steer away from people who are super negative or hostile, or always like trying to fight or debate with somebody, or always have some kind of argument or grudge that they're holding online. It kind of gets a little bit like you can see the hostility oozing off a person. They seem almost like schizophrenic. At the same time, like I'm not perfect too. Like I've even put myself in check. Like, hey, maybe I'm getting a little too emotional, a little too upset by this current drama of the day, right? This doesn't really matter. This internet it's not that important. So I guess the point I'm trying to make is, at first I was like, while I was recovering and I'd see people staying on Twitter, arguing with frenemies, I took it a little personally. I'm like, I guess they just want to argue with their frenemies, right? They don't want me anymore. And it was hard. It was a hard pill to swallow that, just some people, like, they come to Blue Sky. Someone pointed out, a friend of mine pointed out, people come to Blue Sky and then they make their account and, they post a couple of things, find me on there, and then they go back to Twitter because that's where they can fight with people. They get more attention on there for fighting. I was like so sick of that website. So sick of those websites that thrive off that negativity, because I'm not putting that out there. So all my feeds were dead, and that's why it's like I don't have that experience with Blue Sky. Like I actually am getting some response, I don't get that same issue with videos even. People respond. It's not just falling on deaf ears, is how it felt when I was in these spaces that thrive on toxic drama. And that's the point of this video today, is because I want to encourage people to get out of those spaces or toxic drama. And I was kind of upset. I took it personally that people go back there. Then I remembered, I did the same thing. Okay, I went back to fight with people. I went back to argue. I went back for that negative attention. And the only way for me to get better was for me to stop, not try to supplement it through someone else, not just bury myself in one friendship group or one game or be a workaholic or drink it away, but to actually like face my emotional dilemma and try to do better and try to better myself and work on myself. And I had to do is get away from people who are negative. People put out negativity. They're shitting on people all day, right? And like, I'm not talking about, like, you're talking some shit on some MAGAs or some transphobe or some racist or some other kind of bigot, whatever. I don't care. Like bully those people. They're a bunch of snowflakes. But like, you know when you see it, someone would sit there, they're always like shitting on somebody who doesn't deserve it with punching down. So I just don't deal with it anymore. And I try to keep it out of my spaces. I block it, mute it. I see some of it sometimes. People just posting some brain rot, and it's just, sometimes I have no patience for it. But what I think people should consider is maybe this like toxic mean girl trend stuff is kind of getting old, and maybe it's time for people to like, I don't know, maybe like some positivity is a nice thing. I think it's pretty nice to have like some positivity, and so that's why I want to encourage people to kind of make their spaces more positive when you're online, because it affects your personality. And honestly, I can't be around the negativity, so there's people I don't take it personally, I get it, but I do miss them. There's people I miss like talking to and being in group chats with, but they have to have the drama and the gossip and stuff, and I get that, but it's just not good for me. And so even though it's been hard for me to let go, I'm doing this for myself. I'm doing this to better my life. And I think it's benefited me a lot. Anyways, this end of my vacation, I've just been enjoying myself. Highly recommend people take time for themselves. I don't make a lot of videos anymore, right? I still make them, but I make them when I really feel like it. Because I do things kind of like... I've turned over a new leaf. Like, I do a lot of things for myself, and like I don't take shit like I used to, right? Like some people are going on about old drama, like trying to like bring up old cancel. I'm like, I don't give a fuck about old shit. So, but yeah, y'all just try to like build positive spaces for yourself, and if we do that, then when we build enough positive spaces, then we should not have an issue so much with all this constant negativity. We don't have to have our spaces constantly open to hostile, negative, bad actors. That's the point of making our own spaces, right? And so I'm using Blue Sky, or like you can make your own Discord servers and stuff. It's a lot more fun than dealing with just a-holes all day. Like, it gets old. Once you get on the other side and you don't crave that negative attention anymore, which is like nicotine almost, like, it's just so much better. And I wish people could see that, but they're gonna have to try it for themselves. So I don't know, maybe this message will find one of them. Maybe that would be cool. I would be really happy for them.